Hello and welcome to the Talking It Up Show, Real Talk by real people on real issue. I am Arlene Edwards and
I'm Jordan Sherman.
I'm excited that we have an opportunity to be together today because normally
That's right.
we're all over the place.
That's right.
And it's not a bad thing. So today we're going to come back and talk about starting over. We have Carolyn Byrd, Live Long and Lean, and of course, Dr. Dan, The Power of Wellness. We're going to talk about what my chiropractic adjustment looked like. I was all over the place.
Did it help you start over?
Hello, help me start over, and I am brand new. So we'll be right back after this.
Thanks, CSRA.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We're proud of the Augusta Regional Airport, and we thank you for checking flyhes.com every time.
Worldwide jet service.
Easy in, easy out.
Lower fares.
Better reliability.
Fast, friendly, secure.
When you fly out of Augusta, you're supporting our community.
Buy local, fly global.
Augusta Regional Airport. Fly there, fly home.
At Nuclear Care Partners, we provide individualized care designed to improve our patients' quality of life and maintain their independence. If you are a former Department of Energy worker, you may qualify for home health services specifically designed to help you live well at home, all at no cost to you. We are committed. We are compassionate. We are Nuclear Care Partners. Call us today to find out more at 1-888-525-5111.
I'm just being silly today. We're back and we're in studio with Carolyn Byrd, Live Long and Lean.
Yes.
And I plan to do that.
Me too.
Live long and lean. I want to thank you for my fruits and veggie and my protein shake. I'm just having a fabulous time. I have a lot of energy. I'm losing weight and it wasn't a plan.
Yes.
But I'll take it.
Yes.
And I just feel a sense of euphoria. And you know, I had did do the segment with Dr. Dan, The Power of Wellness, and that's my chiropractor. So I think that I've touched every area where I can be the best that I can be.
Right.
The last time that you were here, we were going to sponsor a family,
Yes.
And their pathology is that there's breast cancer, and a couple have died.
One has died,
One has
and
died.
one is in active treatment.
One is in active treatment,
Yes.
and the prognosis
Not good.
not good. So I want to thank you for sponsoring them because I know you made a big dollar investment
Yes.
in getting the product, but they've not been compliant.
Yes.
So that's what's sad
Yes.
to me because I know the benefit that when you give the body what it needs and the body can heal
Right,
itself.
right.
So where are we?
Yes. Well, you know, myself as a breast cancer survivor, I know how
Yeah.
important it is to put fruits and vegetables in your body.
Right.
And I'm hoping that they'll still come around.
Yeah.
Because it's so important for them because they have such a strong history. They all have the gene, but you know, if you can change, you can turn that gene off. It's the
Right.
habits
Right.
that has caused them to go ahead and have the breast cancer. And so we're thinking more of their children, the daughters,
And the grandchildren.
and the grandchildren. Yes.
And it's a large family. I think it's a family of 12.
Yes, it's a very large
and
family.
there's one male in the family.
Yes.
And I don't believe that he can be ruled out, that gene has not been turned on.
Exactly.
Because we had Cecil Herring on, and he gave his story, his testimony about how he was diagnosed with breast
Right.
cancer and had to have breast cancer, surgery and all of that. I'm sad that they didn't comply. Because I know that you're extremely hands-on. You're my
Yes.
personal wellness coach. And Dominion Beauty and Barber, they were in place to do the makeup, and we had someone who was going to sponsor the fashion.
Right.
So I hope that they do come around.
I hope so because the most important thing is their health.
Yeah.
And we all know that cancer, you know, if you continue to have all the habits that you had previously
Exactly.
that may have caused the cancer,
Exactly.
you know, we know the recurrent rate can be very high. And it has been for that family.
Yeah.
So
tragic.
we're hoping that they will come around and I can coach them to better health,
Yeah.
to help decrease their chances of getting the cancer again.
Yeah, well, I hate to be selfish, but I plan on living long and lean. And for my family, I am the oldest of three. scratch that out. I have a brother and sister, and I am the oldest of three. And my mom died from complications of diabetes.
Wow.
And it wasn't her death that made me sad. It was the progression of her death.
Yes.
Diabetes is a degenerative disease, and she was a part of the sick care system. And
Exactly.
her situation got worse and worse and worse and worse. And my hands were tied because more often than not, Carolyn, when you are a wellness consultant and you now have a parent, that is difficult for them to receive information
Yes.
from their child.
Yes.
So I had to watch the degenerativeness of diabetes take my mom's life.
Yes.
And my mom had a heart attack on dialysis.
Wow.
So having that experience and changing our family pathology, the gene is not turned on for me, my brother, nor my sister, nor our children. So we know that it's quite possible.
Exactly, and that's what I have done for my family. We're all making sure that we get plenty of fruits and vegetables in our body, not just eating fruits and vegetables, but making sure they're in their natural state, because it's the live enzymes in the fruits and vegetables that actually heal the body.
Right.
So I'm talking health to all my family and everybody else who will listen to me. Because it's very important. Because we have a lot of diseases, and like we see a lot of people today are overweight, and being overweight, and especially if you have the large abdomen, that is where disease starts.
And that's that visceral fat.
Visceral
We
fat.
just did a broadcast every Wednesday we dedicate to wellness, and that visceral fat, and we've become so comfortable with that.
Yes,
And
it's the norm.
It is the norm, but when we're talking about disease, your body is at dis-ease.
That's right.
And giving the body what it needs, and the best way to do it is the fruits and vegetables. And there's no way in the world that you can eat enough fruits and veggies.
Right.
I can already tell you that. I've been a vegetarian for almost 25 years, and you can't get enough. And if you buy them all in bulk, they're going to spoil.
They're going to spoil before you
get to eat them. So there's a solution for that.
There's a solution for that. And our whole food supplement, this morning when I left my house, I had 40 fruits and vegetables in my body. And that was through taking the whole food supplement, and also the protein shake, which is plant-based. And it's important because a lot of the proteins now are processed milk.
The whey
dairy,
protein.
The whey protein.
Exactly.
And so it's important for us to put the right protein in our body, and that is the plant-based protein.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you for having a light bulb go off on my head, because we do the same thing the same way and expect different results. They call that what?
Insanity.
She said it. Yeah, it's insanity. You do the same thing the same way, expect different results.
That's right.
It is insanity, but we know that it is possible for people to live long and lean.
It is.
And your testimony of having breast cancer, you don't look like you've been sick a day in your life.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. But my whole life changed once I started putting fruits and vegetables in large quantities in my body. Yes.
So if anybody's looking at us right now and they've had that diagnosis, diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, whether it's eczema, dermatitis, whatever it is, if you put the right things in your body
will heal itself. Because God made our bodies where they will heal itself. Because our cells are always dying and reproducing. And so we need to reproduce better cells to have better health.
Better health, she said it, and I'm going to have it. I'm going to live long and lean. We're going to go to a break. And I just really wanted to update our viewing audience, because we said that we were going to do it. We did what we said that we were going to do. But we just can't make anybody do what it is they don't want to do.
That's right.
Simple.
That's
We're going to go to break. We'll be right back after the break.
Were you hurt on the job? Are you trying to keep your work comp payments? Do you feel like no one is listening? Your employer, the company doctor, the insurance company? Well, we're listening. Our workers' compensation team has helped hundreds of injured South Carolinians. Call us now and let us listen to you. For a free consultation, call 803-644-5335 or visit thechandlerlawfirm.com.
You can count on Chandler.
Let Delta put some green in your spring. Get a loan with Delta Finance during the month of March and you will be entered in a drawing for a chance to win $250 cash. Delta Finance has loans as low as $10 for those who want to start their credit or rebuild their credit, and loans up to $1,000 for those who have good credit or would like to use their Clear Car title. Call Delta today and get the cash you need. 706-724-9985. Our loans are subject to our liberal credit policies. Call today. We're back, and I want to talk about starting over.
Yeah.
And normally when people hear, see what you did? Yep.
We've been there.
When people hear about starting over, they're like, I don't want to go. I don't want to do it. I'm comfortable where I am. And they become paralyzed by starting over. But you know what I discovered? You're going to start over whether you want to or not.
At some point.
At some point.
It seems to be the case, doesn't it?
It does. But I look at it as an opportunity to reinvent myself. And sometimes I have help. Like Hurricane Katrina was my help to start over. It wasn't anything that I orchestrated. But I could have just given up. And at one point, I probably was a little depressed or experiencing post-traumatic stress. But I knew that I could not sit and waddle in that I'm in a new place. I've been given new opportunities. I'm going to meet new people. There are going to be new situations and circumstances. There are new governing bodies and all of that I have to become acclimated to. And once I decided that I was going to start over, I've been enjoying the journey.
You know, the challenge is that most of us attempt to start over without first giving ourselves a chance to breathe.
Yeah, yeah.
As a personal trainer, we take people through various repetitions, and we break those repetitions up in sets.
Right.
But in between each set, a person would need to stop and breathe.
Yeah.
Right? Cellular respiration. Give themselves a chance to just take that in. And the body kind of does what it needs to do, and then they can jump back in again.
Exactly.
So when we use the term start over, the implication is that you've started before and you've come to an end for some reason. Maybe you ran out of gas, whatever.
A dead end.
And so you were speaking kind of about removing the stigma, I guess, if you will, from starting over. And to accept the fact that at some point in life, we all will need to start over. And the idea is that sometimes that starting over will take you on a new path altogether. Sometimes you will come to realize that the path that you've been on is not that bad.
Exactly.
You just need to rest. You need to find balance and harmony.
Exactly.
But the idea is that it's okay to start over.
Right.
You know, we're obsessed with this idea of running out of time or needing to meet deadlines or goals or what have you. But it's all in our hands.
It is.
It's all in our hands to take our time to do what we want to do what we need to do, and to experience life, in my opinion, with great bliss. It should not be with much restriction and tension. Yeah, you know, in our society, everybody's on stress, managing stress. There are societies where people do not believe in this idea of stress.
Exactly.
It's abnormal for them, you see?
Exactly.
And so in our journey, I think that, again, we can give ourselves permission to start over as many times as we need to. It's all in our hands. It's our life.
You know who I admire a lot? Tina Turner. And the reason why I admire Tina Turner, I remember Anna Mae Bullock, is when she was young. She grew up in a house that domestic violence was the norm. She met Ike Turner, and she thought that her life was going to be better. She was open and willing to start over. She was open and willing to be now Tina Turner, which is a new entity and phase of her life, and she constantly reinvents herself. But I do remember at a point when I was watching her life story, when she was introduced to Buddhism, there was a time where she had to pump the brakes and just sit down and become centered and meditate and just embrace the starting over.
Yeah. And I think most of us come to this on our journey, whether it's in light of our religious circles, or we come to it in some holistic capacity through some other stream. You usually end up realizing that just like you have to go to sleep at night, you see, so that you can keep moving, it's just a natural process. And in life, again, I think that we can take as many breaks as we need to. Nobody seems to give us that permission.
but you can give yourself permission.
That's right.
And I think that that's the challenge in starting over, waiting for someone to give you permission to start over. You have the ability to give yourself permission to start over. This is something funny, and I'm going to ask you when you do your life coaching moment, if you could give tips as to how people can just get started. I started a new job, and I had been avoiding computers, and this job required to be using computers. And I remember I would just sit there and look at that computer, and the computer would look at me. Well, the computer couldn't do anything until I engaged it. And then once I made up my mind that this is a new journey, new job, and I really have to engage this computer, it gave me a completely different outlook on what's available on the World Wide Web.
It wasn't that hard after all, was it?
No, when I was sitting there looking at it, it was terrifying. But when I made the decision that either I'm going to use this computer, I'm going to have to be looking for another job.
That's right. The hardest part is getting started.
Getting started.
It's getting started. If you can just take a breather and get started, you realize oftentimes it's not as difficult after all.
That's exactly right. So I'm excited that I know how to use the computer. I'm excited about being introduced to chiropractic adjustments, and that's why I thank Dr. Dan and Carolyn Bird and your life coaching and personal training and wellness coaching, and just starting over is something that you should embrace.
That's right. And every one of these segments will give us an opportunity to embrace something new.
Yeah.
To receive a new suggestion.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know before you know.
Exactly.
And when you hear it, when you observe it, then you can put those things into practice in your life and start your journey over again.
Exactly. So I'm excited about starting over. What we're doing now.
It's starting over. Starting afresh.
Starting over.
If people only knew our story, you know, and how many times we come to these points, but there'll be time to talk about it.
Exactly, because we started in radio, and now we're doing television.
That's right.
Now, had we not wanted to start something new, we would not be in your living rooms right now. I know that's scary.
We'll still be in your cars. Just the cars. Yes, ma'am.
Just the cars. We're going to take a break, and you're going to come back and do your life coaching and get them going. And you will enjoy life the way that
steps to start over.
Enjoy life the way that we're saying that you can enjoy it, and give yourself permission to start over. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We're going to go on a break, and we'll be right back after the break.
Talking it up. Talking it up.
I'm Reverend K.B. Martin, pastor of the Antioch Baptist Church. I want to personally extend an invitation to you to join us in our weekly services, 7:45 and 10:45 a.m. worship, Bible study Tuesday 6 p.m., and 1 hour in the Word Saturday at 9 a.m. Antioch is the church that reaches out.
At Nuclear Care Partners, we provide individualized care designed to improve our patients' quality of life and maintain their independence. If you are a former Department of Energy worker, you may qualify for home health services specifically designed to help you live well at home, all at no cost to you. We are committed. We are compassionate. We are Nuclear Care Partners. Call us today to find out more at 1-888-525-5111.
Talking it up. Talking it up.
We are back, and I always look forward to the Power of Wellness segments with Dr. Dan.
Thank you.
So I'm sitting on the edge of my chair, waiting to hear what you have for us today.
Well, I would like to say a little bit about philosophy about what we do, you know, about chiropractic.
Okay,
I think it's a very strong philosophy.
I like that.
And I'm going to say what my interpretation of that philosophy is.
Okay.
Maybe other people have different ideas, but what I got out of it, one of the big things they talk about is, you know, big idea. We call it a big idea.
Right.
In other words, they say, well, if you get a big idea, everything else follows. So what is the big idea? Well, to me, it's pretty simple. The health is not just the merely absence of symptoms.
Exactly.
You know, you can be unhealthy and don't really have much symptoms.
Exactly.
Your body's just not running properly.
Right.
You know, you might have very little symptoms and you go get a physical and your blood pressure's through the roof, your cholesterol's high.
Right.
So are you doing things, you know, to help yourself?
Right.
I think the big idea applies that your nervous system controls and coordinates the function of every living cell in your body.
Yeah.
And if you can, you know, keep that nervous system away from interference.
Right.
Okay? Get all the interference out of the way.
Right.
Your body can heal itself.
Wow.
That's the key. Because your body is the biggest pharmacy of all. It has everything to sustain life.
In it to sustain life. And we never think about the nervous system.
Yeah.
We never think about it until it's short-wired or malfunction. And then we really want a pill to fix it, but you
doesn't
really
exist.
you can't take a pill. Exactly.
Yeah. I think that would be really a big thing that we're going to be doing in healthcare system in 21st century. There's going to be more and more focus on nervous system.
Right.
You're right. It's one of those things that's kind of most undervalued in a way. But when you think about it, it's the most important system in the body.
Right.
It's the only system that's completely encased by the bone for protection.
Exactly.
Your brain is encased up here, and your spine is encased by the bones here.
Right.
You know, even your heart is extremely important, but it's not really encased in bone. It's got a rib cage, but so it's very important because it's like a central computer.
Yeah.
Everything kind of works off of that.
Right.
So really, what I do as a chiropractor, I look at somebody. I don't look at just the symptoms.
Right.
I look at how the body's functioning.
Right.
So in the previous segments when we talked about your visit to my office and the scan we did and different colors, that's the reason for that. It's not just, okay, you're hurting here and there. I want to see how your body's functioning. I'm evaluating the whole body. And I want to get a body to function at a higher rate,
but
at a
Dr.
better
Dan,
level.
we become a society of people. We're mindful of that, but we don't want to be inconvenienced, and we don't want to have any discomfort.
True.
So we mask it with medicine when really the body is giving signals that you tap into in order to assist in resolving it, as opposed to just medicating it.
Right. Well, when you end up having some symptoms like pain, let's say your back hurts or have headaches or something, that's just a signal to you from your body saying something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
Stop what you're doing. The actions you've been taking so far are hurting me.
Right.
Fix me, and we don't. We ignore that. What we do is, so for instance, let's say, you have a job where it involves certain type of physical activity, lifting, bending, twisting, things of that nature, like in the factory or even in the office at the computer.
Exactly.
And you have repetitive stresses on your body.
Right.
Well, your vertebrae, your bones in your spine can move. They can shift out of place. They're going to cause reaction. They're going to cause interference on these nerves, and nerve conduct this nerve impulse, which is the information flow between the center of the brain, whatever that little computer center is, sending the signal back and forth to, let's say your lower back.
Yeah.
So that nerve signal is going to be interrupted. So it works, but it doesn't work at 100%. It works at maybe 80% or 70% or 50%. And then over time, we get worse. So what do? If we take a pain pill, which is what most of us do initially, you might not feel the symptoms, but what does the pain pill do? Does it fix it? Does it actually take the pressure off those nerves?
It just masks
No, it just masks it. All it does is it disconnects that connection between the computer here and the body here. It just disconnects that. That's all it is. It doesn't really fix anything.
Right.
So it would be the same analogy. Let's say you have a car, and your car has a crack in the engine block and is leaking oil.
Right.
Okay, so do you fix the engine block?
Or you keep
or do you just keep putting more oil in it? Well, that's like putting more oil in it. But over time, though, it's going to get worse. You can't do it indefinitely. You can only do it for a certain amount of time, and it gets worse. And the side effects are really big. All those, pills you buy in the store, don't they all have a warning that says if symptoms persist over 10 days, you're supposed to go see a doctor?
We never read those warnings.
We don't read them.
We just read whether it's, that's acetaminophen or what have you, or Motrin. That's what we want. We never read the fine print about the warning because we don't want to be reminded.
Right. I would like to just tell to our viewers that if you're having issues that keep repeating themselves, they continue for a while, you need to get checked. You need to at least go and get checked.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a new beginning for you. Maybe you've never been to chiropractor
Starting
before.
over.
But why not?
Yeah,
why not? Maybe it will help you. Maybe the worst thing that happens is you're not for chiropractic. We'll have to refer you somewhere else. But at least you'll find out what's wrong and what are the steps you need to take, to do something about it.
Right.
That's really the key. So, try to get the big idea, and everything follows. Everything follows after that. That's the key. So I'm trying to tell people the type of philosophy that I believe in, and that is it. Chiropractic is not just a science, but it's also a philosophy because we look at the body from a different perspective.
Exactly.
We don't really treat symptoms. I know people get better with what I do, but I'm really correcting that nerve interference. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking about when you were talking, and thank you so much for sharing that big idea. Flag on the play. We did a broadcast before that when something is going on and headache or backache, that's really that flag on the play.
Right.
And you need to go to Aiken Chiropractor and find Dr. Dan, 425 Lawrence Street.
Thank you.
Aiken, South Carolina. Watch this, 803-641-9191.
Excellent.
See, that's because of my chiropractic adjustment. We're going to go to a break, Dr. Dan. Thank you so much.
So nice
and we'll be right back after this.
Let Delta put some green in your spring. Get a loan with Delta Finance during the month of March and you will be entered in a drawing for a chance to win $250 cash. Delta Finance has loans as low as $10 for those who want to start their credit or rebuild their credit, and loans up to $1,000 for those who have good credit or would like to use their Clear Car title. Call Delta today and get the cash you need. 706-724-9985. Our loans are subject to our liberal credit policies. Call today.
Hey everybody, this is Jordan Sherman with your Life Coaching Minute. Today we're talking about starting over, and what a great topic it is. I've said it before, you've heard me, and it's not my original thought. I can't quote exactly where I've got it from, but it goes something like this. The athlete who wishes to get stronger must begin with the muscle that he already has. So the idea that I want to leave you with today is that starting over is really, really simple. You just begin where you are and you start again. The frustration is that so often we're trying to get somewhere in a hurry. We're obsessed with this idea of meeting a deadline or a goal. I want to give you permission today to move your deadline, move your goal. Give yourself permission to start over as many times as you need to. You'll find that if you can just embrace that you have the right to choose, that will help you more than anybody's 1, 2, 3, more than anybody's self-help book. The greatest revelation you can have is that you can choose. Begin with the muscle that you have today, and you'll see starting over is the best thing that could ever happen for you. Hey, this is Jordan Sherman with your Life Coaching Minute. Have a great day.
Had a great time at Dr. Dan, as always. Power of Wellness, Carolyn Byrd. Live long and lean, and I'm glad that she came back to update us on the family that we were sponsoring. You can't just make people do. And starting over. You know, even listening to our conversation, it motivated me to do.
To start over.
To start over
Dr.
with
Dan
something.
and I was talking off the set, and he was saying the same thing, that, you know, these type of conversations, these philosophers, that's right, they inspire us. So you're not the only ones that are eating off this as we're sharing it. It's remarkable
it's helping
what sharing
us.
it does.
And thank you always for that life coaching a minute. It just sums up, and it's just like giving people a little booster shot. Go. So it's time for us to go. We want to say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week. Thank you for being with us.
Talking it up. 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 Talking it up.
I'm Reverend K.B. Martin, pastor of the Antioch Baptist Church. I want to personally extend an invitation to you to join us in our weekly services, 7:45 and 10:45 a.m. worship, Bible study Tuesday 6 p.m., and 1 hour in the Word Saturday at 9 a.m. Antioch is the church that reaches out.